Did you know that vegan food trends quadrupled in the past 5 years between 2012 and 2017? According to vegansociety.com, it now gets almost 3 times more interest than vegetarian and gluten-free searches. Many people have been going vegan off the strength of celebrities such as Beyoncé and Jay-Z. According to People magazine, both Beyoncé and Jay-Z wrote an intro to the plant-based diet book, and also the new Netflix documentary, What the Health, explains how meat impacts our health while encouraging the audience to switch to a plant-based diet. Well, I don't know how I feel about a plant-based diet, but stay tuned and we'll find out more on Courtney's Corner. Welcome back, guys. I was asked my opinion on veganism, and it varies only because a part of me can see that lifestyle and see the benefits of that lifestyle. But one thing you guys also know about me is I'm 100, and I love a good pork chop, a good fried chicken, and a good rack of ribs. Praise them. But I have some people here with me who are going to break down just the benefits of being vegan and their journey. So here with me today is Philip Noel and Sugar Ray. Make some noise for them, everybody.
Hey. Peace. What's up, guys?
My fellas, how are we doing today?
Great.
How are you feeling? You good?
Great. Thanks for having us. Yeah,
no, thank you guys for being on this. First off, before we get started, can you please tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so, you know, I've been vegan for just about a 2-year anniversary is coming up. I'm from Brooklyn, and I was raised on a Caribbean diet coming up. I love, you know, how culture has tied in a lot to what we do eat, and we try to, you know, bond that way. But I realized that we didn't have a lot of truth behind a lot of the things that we were raised eating and where that actual, you know, lineage line comes from. So, you know, the journey has been different. In New York City, it's been a blessing to have a lot of access to a lot of things that I realize people all over the place don't have access to. And that's made transitioning to a vegan diet pretty seamless once I made the hard decision to get things done.
Nice. I stopped eating meat like maybe 7, 8 years ago. And I had some back pain, right? And a guy I knew, he was like, yo, I had the same pain, and I changed my diet, lost the weight. Back pain went away. So I took that. And then just knowing that whenever I eat certain things, I would just feel heavier, right? And then just learning through my journey, I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop eating meat, and haven't looked back. I'm 35. I'm feeling younger and younger. As I get older in age, I'm feeling younger. The more I commit to my healthy lifestyle.
Okay, so when at your point where you're like, you know what, no more meat, no more dairy, I'm going 110%, like, why did you decide to do this like cold turkey and just?
That's you know.
Speaking about turkey. No.
Yeah, cold turkey, right? No, yeah, I made a hard transition after I actually I went from a place of hearing some information and then researching that information and then finding a new level of understanding about diet and what I believe is naturally meant for us to flourish. And at that point, unfortunately, I didn't have anywhere near the means around me, I felt, to make any type of transition. Really just a stable income. I was always a sales, commission-based lifestyle. So, you know, it's feast or famine for a lot of people in our industries. And at the time, it wasn't stable. So once I did get what I considered to be a stable income, which was about 6 months or so from the point where I actually got upset about what I had been eating. So I got to a point where I was angry about what our diet, you know, the deception, what people in my family have suffered from for generations, believing that there's no way to get around it, and then finding out, wait a minute, there's a whole other lifestyle that a lot of people are getting terminal illnesses and having their entire diagnosis reverted. It was just breathtaking. So with that anger, as soon as I got that stable income, about 6 months after, I did a lot of research for about a summer. That led me to making a hard switch with a new job. And it was probably a 2-3 week transition to get that hard switch complete. I didn't change my whole kitchen and grocery overnight, but through a couple of weeks of spending $200, $300 at a clip, you know, just to revert everything between, you know, how my whole lifestyle is going to be. And then I had a recalibrated kitchen.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
So for you doing this for about, what you said, 8 years?
8 years now.
What did you gain and what did you lose?
I mean, I don't think I lost anything. I gained mental clarity. right? Obviously I gained strength, right, physically. And again, I've learned, so similar to him, family. I had at the time, my dad and my sister had both passed to cancer. Grandfather as well, diabetes, cancer, and just some friends. And I was like, yo, how is this possible?
Right.
Like that, they're going through all of the treatments and they're not getting better.
Right.
And so just on the quest for knowledge of health for my family, and again, for myself as well, I came across the knowledge and made the commitment. And like I said, it's been 8 years. And I'm just looking to, I was telling a brother outside, my long-term goal is just fruit.
Oh my God.
Fruitarian. All right, that's long-term. Because again, you know what I've learned and what I feel for me personally, that's the best choice.
Right. Now you were talking just now about like a cultural, like knowing that as a culture, we were originally supposed to be feasting on certain things.
Yeah, eat from the land.
So, do you feel like that entity is now coming back, or have you transitioned to that? And what is that? Because
right. For that, I've gone backwards more so to like my grandparents. I picked their brain, asked about how we ate back home. My family is originally from Trinidad and Guyanese heritage as well, and we were heavy agriculturally plant-based. We did, of course, have our chickens and our cows. I did understand that there was a lot more balance. If not, meat was more of a rarity, as a matter of fact, if not a delicacy. And a lot of times, especially as we go back historically, this is what it shows to be. Not just for my family line per se, but for people of color of a variety of backgrounds. So with that in mind, I wanted to make sure and see culturally, how did we get here, the standard American diet, the food pyramid, the FDA, a lot of the people that were entrusted generationally to guide us nutritionally. The pharmaceutical industry is a sick maintenance industry, is what it turns out to be, and there's no profits in curing people. So once you see how that whole system is designed, it leads you to see that our culture, originally everything opposite of the Western ways, eating from the land, eating to live. People talk about plants being hurt, but or having that pain on that side, but when you pick something that is from a tree that's alive and sprouted and growing, it's going through its current life cycle. That fruit is going to be bared for people to have sustenance, regardless of that tree's life cycle. You're not going to hurt something that is made that way to have the seeds of life to come off of it for us to have that sustenance. So it can still flourish that way, and that's culturally what we've been raised on.
Okay.
Definitely. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely, and even deeper than that, we knew in ancient times that the science of nutrition is pretty new. So people say, I eat meat for nutrition. We knew that we ate food for intelligence. We knew that everything was living.
Right.
So we ate literally to get the energy from the food source, not for nutrients, right? And so we knew that, okay, if I eat this food, it's going to give me this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, this energy.
Okay. So well, for you, I'll start with you only because you've been doing this for such a long time. When you first said to yourself, I'm doing this, and you obviously told people, they look at you like you were weird. Do you find yourself alone on this journey?
I mean, not alone anymore, but at first, absolutely. Family was like, what are you, crazy? We've been eating this forever. And my response was, yeah, we've been dying forever eating the same thing. So at what point do we understand? And what's crazy is that you eat a certain way, right? You get an illness, the doctors will tell you stop eating that food.
Right.
Once you get the illness, they'll tell you, like, you know what? No more fried foods, no more this. And it's like, why don't we take that into consideration before to prevent, or when we see a family member go through it, realize, okay, if he got this cancer or diabetes or heartburn, and the doctor said no more fried food, no more of this food, no more of that, why don't we take heed, knowing that if we continue the same diet, we're going to end up in the same place?
Right. What about yourself?
Oh yeah, I would definitely say that being as time has gone on, the Caribbean culture has become a lot more meat infused for sure. And my family definitely was skeptical and had a lot of questions, but that was great. I liked the interest level. It wasn't as dismissive as I really thought it would have been. It was on some levels because when everybody came with their food and they saw what I had, they were like, you can go ahead and do your own thing right now. But those type of responses, it's a beautiful thing. I was very new to veganism and I was still very raw with it, peanut butter and jelly and stuff all the time. But as my game enhanced and the chickpeas, the kale, the zucchini, the butternut squash, when I really started to get busy in the kitchen, now every time I eat and somebody's around, they're checking out what I have, what's going on. They're asking me if I could let them try some, you know. So it's a beautiful thing to see that people have been more receptive as time has gone on.
Okay.
And that's been the most important thing, they've progressed.
Okay. Well, guys, time is not going anywhere here. We'll be right back on Courtney's Corner.
Awesome.
So we're back, and we were just discussing this right before we went to break. This kind of breaking down what veganism is, and this young brother was getting ready to discuss that. So, Phil, go ahead and tell them what vegan and veganism is.
So yeah, you know, I'm always looking to enhance my understanding, but from what I've come to understand, veganism is about not using any animal or any only plant-based products in your life and lifestyle. So, you know, to kind of draw lines for people, they ask me if it's just about food, or if it's just about, you know, certain other things that I put into my body. It's actually anything you wear, anything that you would spend your time, your energy, your essence on. I wouldn't be associated with anything that came from an animal agricultural industry. So, you know, from clothing to, you know, of course, food and whatnot, and just any type of materials out there that could have affected, because there's some stuff that doesn't directly come from animal products, but we may be destroying somebody's entire habitat to produce that. And, you know, I know like a lot of goose down and just so many things out there today, you know, so it's really encouraging to see the companies taking the stand to back that true meaning of veganism and separating all products that come from animals.
You and I were just saying this just now. My thing when approaching someone who has been going through this veganism was always kind of feeling like as if I was in the wrong, like veganism is being the way. So you were just saying that it's not the way. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
I mean, so the way meaning the way to life, right? The way to optimum health. Because there are people who are vegan, right? They don't eat dairy or meat products, but they eat soy. They eat a lot of starch, right? So they're still developing illnesses. They're still developing dis-ease within their body, and still actually passing away. Right. Not knowing why. People not knowing why. I didn't eat meat. I didn't eat milk. I didn't drink this. And it's like, yeah, but you still ate food that was bad. And so, I mean, ultimately, it comes back to knowledge of self, knowing your blood type, knowing who you are, knowing where your people come from, and knowing what's best for you personally. Because a lot of times we group all of us together and say we all should be this way. And unfortunately, because we're not in our natural climate, we all can't be one way, because we all have different needs based on our blood type, based on our literally immediate ancestry, and what they pass down through us.
And that's why I bring up lineage and culture throughout, you know, because it all ties
So
together.
there's, for me, like, I believe, first of all, thank you guys for being here one more time, because like you don't know these things, and for me it's more so like, I've never found anything wrong with just eating, you know, what we have, as long as we're eating healthy, and things are like, because what we aren't touching on is like people are eating these things and are, you know, going vegan and whatever it can be, but then they're also still adding salts and they're still adding things to this diet, to this way of life that is still unhealthy. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like we talk about the way and, you know, cultural entities and stuff like that, but what is so wrong with if we just kind of, in my opinion, like if we were eating what we were eating, but kind of like doing it in moderation and finding healthier ways to make these things, is that then wrong as well? Or is it just veganism is what it is and that's what we should be doing and that's what we should be focusing on? Because then that, for me, I'm like, you can't tell me that I can't have a piece of chicken if I'm gonna say bake it or take the skin off of it or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in this way where I'm just like, okay, so I'm not gonna do it, because for me, I'm not feeling as though I'm being encouraged or inspired, or, you know, like how I'm talking with you guys right now, I'm always met with like, well, this is the way, and throw all food out your refrigerator. First of all, you ain't paid for this. Let's start there. You didn't pay for none of that was in my fridge. So no, I'm not throwing away my milk and my cheese and my butter because you're telling me, you know what I mean? So I want to be inspired, and I want to be able to try and take baby steps to find out what the way is. But for me, the way should never be made to feel like as if
it's not forced.
Right.
No, the
you know
way
what I mean?
is
Forced. You know what I mean? Like what I'm doing is completely wrong. You know what I'm saying?
So we learn in warriorship, scholarship, there's no such thing as right or wrong. We don't even get into that argument or debate. It's not a right or wrong. What's right for one person is right for the next. So we don't even have the argument. The argument is, or the question is, what are your goals?
Right.
What are your personal long-term goals.
Exactly.
And is this lifestyle conducive to those goals?
Right.
Right. And if you
Exactly.
could be honest with yourself, right, you could say yes or no, but it's about being honest with yourself and then make those adjustments
Right.
accordingly. So it's not a right or wrong. It's like, what do you want? Like when you eat certain foods, how do you feel?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And as far as the guidance for people, because, you know, telling people to just go a 180 cold turkey lifestyle, super unrealistic, as we were, you know, discussing for a lot. So, you know, transitioning is about balance, is about progression. I fully believe that if we were more moderate in general, and not drowning everything. I mean, I work in the food industry, and before that, in my family, in my household, I already know what time it is. So, you know, one of the big landmark things I came across when you asked about my journey of veganism was Dr. Sebi's case, his trial. And when I found out not just what he proved in court, but what he taught, and that Dr. Otto Warburg, an older gentleman, won a Nobel Prize, proving that cancer and a lot of these diseases can't thrive in a certain type of environment. It was the cold evidence that I needed to know that even if,
Doing is right.
you know, even if it takes me, like I said, it took me about 6 months to actually when I got to the point where I said no more. But even if it takes me, I didn't know how long it would be at that time, you know, a year or two to get there. I knew that I had to just start with steps. So I got rid of red meat immediately first. Then I went down to, you know, obviously just chicken, I think left. I left fish and everything else alone, and that was the last thing I had because it was just easily accessible, especially with family and whatnot, finances, like I said. And then I shut everything out with a God bless, thank God, a new job. And you know, make the new information as well, because you have to research. You have to find the place that you're going to get the different food from. We are in what they call food deserts, where people don't have the access to even organic food or alkaline. You know, the deceit that I talk about and the deception, a lot of things that's on Staby's list, I never even seen, you know, jackfruit and all types of, you know what I mean, and these superfoods, spirulina, and all types of things that, you know, really are vital to us thriving and whatnot. So, you know, and they don't talk about vitamin D and things that we need. Get that sunlight, you know?
So what are some foods that we can have that can start us off slow? Like what are, for you, what is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the day, if you're doing so? I'm gonna start with you.
I mean, you can have oatmeal, right? So breakfast, right? Breakfast literally is breaking your fast. You were sleeping, you wasn't eating. So the first thing you put in your body, you want to put water in your body, right? It's like gas for your car, fuel. You got to understand that your human body is a machine. It's the greatest machine ever created or imagined. So you want to take care of this. You want to put water, good high pH water, warm, right? Or not warm, but a room temperature. You don't want to shock the body with cold water. Your body's at 98 degrees. You put cold water in there as soon as you wake up.
It's right.
So breakfast, I would say something real light, man. Fruits. Right? You can do your oatmeal if you choose to. But fruits, I would say, is the best thing to start your day with, man. Some pears, maybe some mangoes, some pineapple, depending on the season it is, some apples, some bananas, you get some berries, right? And literally understand that food is a process and it's literally information. So if you eat a certain way, your day and your life is gonna go a certain way. That's my theory. As far as like
for lunch.
Breakfast.
So for lunch, I still do a lot of dinner type foods. So you know, I'll have like cold cuts that are plant based. I like mushroom style cold cuts, sage potato style cold cuts. I'll take a lot of times, even today, I'll transform my dinner into a type snack version of it. So I had like a medley of vegetables in my spaghetti. I took some of the sauce and vegetables and made some sandwiches out of it with some almond cheese on there. So I like dinner type foods for lunch because, like my brother said, we have to start off light in the early day, but I'm still trying to put weight on at the same time. So I try to go heavier as soon as I can, which the appropriate mid times for us is, you know, afternoon into evening hours. And for dinner, you know, quinoa is my number one. I'm a big advocate of quinoa. And then you can just get busy with all your favorite vegetables. I'm a Brussels sprouts, okra, tomatoes, onions. I just put garlic away because I've learned some things about its you know, acidity and whatnot. But there's Dr. Sebi's list is my best friend, and I've also recently started messing with jackfruit a little bit more. It's really malleable where it just absorbs flavor, and it comes out really nice when you season that up with your favorite sauces. So anything from jerk to curry. I do different styles, and
And And even deeper than that, going back to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? How to eat to live. So American diet, we think 3 meals a day. Your body doesn't need 3 meals a day. So if you are going to do the breakfast, lunch, dinner, the lunch should be the heaviest meal, right? Because it's midday and you'll burn it off by the time evening comes. Because what happens a lot of times, see, when we think about veganism, when we think about this lifestyle change, we got to think about food processes. How does it process in our body? So a lot of people who say, I don't want to go vegan, I want to eat seafood at night. Right? That shrimp, that shellfish stays in your body for like 13 hours. Not digesting, so you go to sleep, the digestive process is slower in the evening, and then you wake up and eat something heavy again. So we wonder why we have all these problems. So
sluggishness.
Deeper than as the question you asked, the 3 meals a day, the goal should be to eat less. But again, that's a long-term journey. But if you can eat something heavy, like midday, like make your dinner your lunch. Make your lunch your dinner. That'll help. That'll help anybody on their journey.
And to piggyback on that, intermittent fasting, you know, once you start to learn, that's the thing about, you know, looking to be plant-based as we are evolving our language to be, because, you know,
so basically, I'm sorry to cut you off. So it's not so much more like this terminology of veganism, but like a plant-based lifestyle.
Right? I'm glad you intersect there, because it's important.
Veganism was introduced from a whole different community.
Right.
That's not our language.
That's not.
That's a different group of people's language, veganism, because they wanted to. It's a trend. It's trendy now.
I was going to ask that next. Like, do you feel like now more than ever, people are like trying to catch a trend?
Absolutely.
And trying to be a part of what is in right now.
Human nature is to be trendy and faddish.
There's a story recently. There's a white girl who was caught, I think, in Brazil somewhere. She was one of the top vegan YouTubers, like 2.5 million followers. She generated crazy money. And she was caught in a 10-second video with meat on her plate. And then did a whole apology video saying that how the vegan lifestyle is messing her up because she needs these vitamins and she needs this, so she eats meat occasionally. But it took for her to get caught to say that. So she was misleading her people. But again, a trend.
Something important to clarify, and people are taking things very trendy, not done their full research. All protein comes from plants, and I have, to this day, no one has presented a mineral or nutrient that we can only get from meat to me, not to my knowledge.
It was crazy that again, I love nature, I love animals. The biggest animal, the gorilla, the elephant, vegetarian. Right? The oldest
plant-based power
animal, the turtle, is vegetarian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there's quite a few examples actually out in the wild, but you know, trendy things, unfortunately, if we encourage people to get away from like processed stuff, and understand that the goal is really to be whole food, plant-based. To get back to your point about the whole vegan label, meaning, you know, somebody be like, what's the difference? Well, you know, a lot of stuff on the vegan shelves, they're processed food still. You know what I mean? Even some of the stuff that I still eat to this time. So as far as progression goes, that's why I'm challenging myself to cook more all the time, to soak my chickpeas the night before and not just have that canned version, because everything really makes a dramatic difference. Please, Dr. Sebi's legacy and the way he breaks things down, find his videos, his YouTube. I've learned so much from him, and he has, unfortunately, a lot of them are disappearing, but he has a lot of followers carrying on his work. People heard about, you know, Nipsey lately, Nipsey Hussle and whatnot, but they're a lot of holistic doctors that have also lost their lives in this struggle.
Educate.
I mean, you know, I don't want to put anything out as fact, but if you check the data, a lot of people that follow and preach the same exact things as Dr. Sebi has taught to a lot of people to heal themselves have died under very mysterious circumstances. So we encourage people to just share their story, share their truth, because veganism has definitely helped me feel lighter, stronger, sharper, more alert, and learn things about everyday life. My deodorant, my toothpaste, my water. Nothing is the same from what I messed with before, because when you find out what's in stuff, when you really become a labeler and check all your labels, you'll see. Yeah, you'll understand exactly what's going on.
And you understand that they'll tell you, like you said, toothpaste. They'll tell you that don't swallow the don't let the children swallow the toothpaste because there's fluoride in it. But then they'll tell you that like a little bit of fluoride is not bad for you. But don't let the children swallow it because it's bad for you. It's like, okay.
Right. So this, I'm first of all, I'm like taking all this in, right?
It's a lot.
It's hard because as you're talking, I'm like, damn, cornbread will taste good right now. But I'm going to be honest, so as we're getting into something, right, hold on, let's real quick.
Go.
So, as you guys are going through this lifestyle journey, because this is what it is, it's not something that because you watch What the Health, it changed your life. It's more so a journey you guys have been on for a long amount of time. Have you found yourself slipping and like
Absolutely.
catching it and then kind of getting back into
absolutely.
it.
I'm always honest with that. I share on my followers, Facebook and Instagram. I say my biggest weakness is cheesecake. It's an emotional connection. Me and my dad passed when I was 11. He was my best friend. We traveled a lot and we went to different cities and states. Who had the best cheesecake? Right? Me and my mother, we don't have a great relationship today. It's better than it was, but I would think also it was snacks. And so it's an emotional connection that I know I have to break because I have a 2-year-old daughter and I do not want to be on my deathbed and she asked me, Daddy, what happened? How you get here? And I'm sick. She's like, but you knew better. I didn't have a chance. I don't think my dad knew better.
Right.
He was older, the 90s. He didn't have the information. He just ate what was there. But I learned, and so that's what made me change my diet.
Right.
So that's my That's my thing is cake.
And you like change that
and I'm
narrative.
very conscious of it, knowing that I can make my own stuff, different ingredients.
Right.
I can make cheesecake. I can make my baked mac and cheese with no dairy.
Okay.
Right. But that's my slip up.
What about yourself?
And with that, I tell people, be patient with yourself on this journey.
It's so important. It's so important. I've been blessed to have enough things at my disposal to really stay the course. I want to say somewhat easily. I hate to sound like that way, but because of the fact that, I really have to be honest about it. I think the main thing is that really helped me because there was a lot of days where I was starving and I didn't make the proper grocery, swings that week and whatnot, or I'm on the shift. It's 10. I thought it was gonna be a 6-hour shift, and it's a 12-hour. They needed me,
right.
And I end up in a situation where I'm like, what am I gonna do? But I've eaten so much French fries. I've eaten so much peanut butter and jelly. I've done, I've carried and figured out like, oh wait, I'm gonna be in these situations. So even to this very moment, I keep something on me at all times. So once I got in a tight spot one time and I had to eat a ton of French fries one day, I learned really quickly that if I don't put safety nets, protein bars, whatever the case is gonna be, or at least have a routine for my groceries at home, I'm gonna end up in hot water. So I've had one situation where about 3 or 4 months into veganism, I ate something at the job that I didn't realize had some bacon bits in it, and another situation maybe about 6 months later where a guy gave me a gyro with white sauce on it, and I didn't realize until about halfway in. But I have not myself reached for anything or prepared anything that was not plant-based for about 2 years.
Well, we'll be right back with Courtney's Corner.
Awesome.
Wow, guys, you guys are great.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Sugar Ray here.
And I'm Phil Noel and I Foresight.
And you're watching Courtney's Corner.
Sugar Ray, so let's talk about, I know you have some programs that you are doing now in regards to such like this, plant-based veganism. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, the biggest program is not my program, right? I'm gonna honor the black woman, right? Who brought my daughter into this world, my wife. She actually started Camp Wakanda, right? So she, by trade, is a forensic toxicologist. She's a scientist, chemist, understand how different chemicals mixed together affect the body. And so he's like, yo, if we want to teach our children, if we want to have our children grow up at a faster rate, elevated, then we got to change their diet from young. So she created this STEAM-based, right, science, technology, engineering, art, and math-based camp program, spring break and summer camp, and it's all vegan. The children only eat vegan food. Last summer was we did it last spring, and then we did the full camp last summer. And children literally transformed their lives, and parents saw the difference in behavior. They saw the difference in emotional responses as their children.
But that's what happens when you plant the seed.
That's what happens when you plant the seed. And so again, that's her thing. But I'm always teaching young people. I'm teaching elders. I'm teaching parents, particularly around how the food that we eat affects. Some people don't care about their physical health. They're like, you die anyway, right? But teaching them and showing them through document how what your children are eating is affecting your child's behavior. It's affecting your child's emotional and mental health.
Very true.
And no parent, right? Most people who don't care about physical health absolutely care about their mental and emotional health. They're like, my child ain't crazy.
Right.
But your child is not crazy. There is, and understanding, going back to quote unquote system, is biological and chemical warfare. So these foods that are genetically altering, right, our cells, our cellular structure, is very serious. So it's literally affecting how we think. It's ultimately affecting how we feel, and then in turn affecting how we act.
Okay, and what about you? So I know you were trying to put together like a group. I know we were discussing this. So how is that working out for you right now?
So I recently transitioned to try to start a structured health group on Facebook. It's been it's had some good, topics and some good stuff discussed. I've not been as consistent with it because my original home for a platform for trying to share the information that I've come in contact with was Instagram. And
which you do a great job at, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I've just tried to stay consistent on there because I've always had somewhat of a response, whether it was 20, 30 people, that was amazing to me,
Right.
and that's only grown over time. So I recently wanted to pick up where I left off last summer. I actually just, with the amount of things that was going on, I feel like learning was only going to do so much that I have to also act as well.
Right.
So I started going out and just handing out some food to some less fortunate and whatnot. And it was all organic, plant-based food, of course.
Okay.
And I recently sent out a message on Instagram and Facebook to some people to see if they wanted to collaborate to just regularly give back. Just this, like I said, beyond just what we put in our body, there are chemicals and toxic stuff in tampons, in deodorant, in toothpaste. So those that are less fortunate, we're just trying to give back. It doesn't cost the world to give back something, at least on a weekly or monthly basis.
Right.
So that's the next step as far as trying to also add that structure to that Facebook group and help people consistently change their diet over through recipes and knowledge.
I am, first of all, I am so like taking this in because in my mind, it was like, oh, this is just food, right?
Yeah.
And not realizing that this is a whole entire like structure that needs to change. Like the narrative of our whole lives needs to change. And for some people, they're just like stuck in their ways. You get to a certain age and look, listen, I'm gonna do what I want to do because it's gotten me this far. And I like the fact that as young black men, we are trying to plant seeds. That's all we can do, right? Just plant the seed and hope that it sows in somebody's life.
That's it.
Right? So I thank you guys, but before we go, I wanted to ask, what can you say to anyone who suggests they want to start this journey, they want to do this vegan lifestyle? What do you say to them because they don't know how? What do you say to those who don't know what to do? Where do they start?
Yeah, really good question. Do a good amount of research before you when I say a good amount, spend some weeks, not 1 or 2 nights, spend a couple of weeks at the very least to research the type of things that can be safely ingested, that you can prepare easily, that fits the plant-based criteria. There is so much information on Instagram and YouTube and even now Facebook at our disposal, free of charge, and some people that sell you some recipe books that are worth paying for.
Right.
So don't be afraid to spend a little money if this is going to be something for your health to change your life. And finding the area, the market, the source that you're going to go to that's going to have, a lot of people talk about farmers markets and food co-ops. Those are two things that I never shopped at growing up. It was just a traditional grocery store, supermarket. They're very, very different as far as the type of, I guess we call it exotic foods or whatnot that we have access to, but it's just not, domestic stuff that we have here. I guess that's technically the definition. So, once you find that source, and today, if you can financially afford it too, online, there are some online markets that'll deliver a lot of stuff straight to your door. And it's not the Thrive market. It's not the most ridiculous price stuff in the world. They actually have some pretty good bargains for some organic, alkaline, plant-based foods. So, and also find Dr. Sebi's list.
Yes.
Dr. Sebi's alkaline list. That has given me the most guidance.
Sir, what about you?
I would say stick with yourself. Meditate, right? Like, again, think about what are your goals, right? What do you want to accomplish in your life? And think about, is your current lifestyle, the way you eat, the way you live, the way you carry yourself, is it conducive to that? Think about your family legacy. Think about your family history as it relates to health. And where do you want to, again, where do you want to go? Because if you literally don't want to do anything with your life but sit home, eat, and die, then that's your choice. Right? I'm not going to give you, follow the blueprint is there. But ultimately, sit with yourself, meditate, figure out what you want to do with your life, and then follow what the brother said, then start researching. Because people research blindly, and they get lost because there's so much information out there. So if you don't know what you want and where you want to go, that's how you get caught up in veganism. You don't know where you want to go, you want to be healthier, so you just follow a trend, and now you still get cancer because everything you eat got soy in it. Everything you eat is starch, so you're still getting fat, it's still breaking down to sugar, and you don't know why. So sit with yourself, ask yourself some questions, figure out where you want to go, and then start the research, find Dr. Sebi's list, and find a mentor.
I think for me, what you were just saying, find someone who can help you on this journey.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of times, even in any dietary, lifestyle change that people are going on. I feel like a lot what kills it and what makes it even harder is doing it by yourself. Never do this lifestyle changes alone, because you're never going to get to the right road. You're going to always find bumps and people, and things in a way that's going to stop you from living your best life, your most healthy life. You know what I'm saying? So I am not vegan, not by a long shot, but I do say, if you're looking for a long life, if you're looking for a better life, if you're trying to go for a healthier lifestyle, follow these young brothers, because they obviously know what they're talking about, and you never know what seeds can be sown in your life. Before we get out of here, just tell the viewers, look at that camera over there, and tell the viewers where they can find more about you.
Hey guys, please check me out on Instagram, Ni Foresight. That's ANEYEFORESIGHT. That's my easiest public platform where I consistently share all dietary, mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. Knowledge of self is the focus of that platform, especially for my people of color, because like he said, culturally, it's not always the same for everybody.
Bless you, man.
Thank you,
I'm on Instagram, Sugar Ray, Sugar Ray 4506. That's SUGARAY 4506. Facebook is SUGA space RAY. I think I have been the most popular Sugar Ray on Facebook. Sometimes people come up in their first search. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, we thank you once again for being here. I appreciate it. Please come back. Don't be strangers. Your family now.
Definitely.
I am going to get an apple, and we'll be right back. Keep lying. I ain't get no apple.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was amazing. I appreciate you, man.
What's good, everybody? I go by the name of K-Hyph, performing my new single called Pain. I released it last Friday. So drop that. Let's get it. Yeah. I do not shoot, I do not bang, I do not kill people I know. How do I cope? How do I feel when they kill people I know? Just get real, I'm pissed off, I pick off a piece of my brain. Everything goes, that's just life. Look at my life, look at my pain. I do not shoot, I do not bang, I do not kill people I know. How do I cope? How do I feel when they kill people I know? This gets real, I'm pissed off, I pick off a piece of my brain. Everything goes, that's just life. Look at my life, look at my pain. Pick 'em up. Hey. Pick 'em up. Yeah. These people shooting like a Western. There's always drama in my section. Keep on playing like it's Tetris, boy. Everybody wanna wreck it, Everybody wanna be a gangster till they play the part. A lot of people out here claiming titles, but they never really who they say they are. People wanna be on gutter like it's 97. I just wanna live and do whatever. Put my life up on a higher level. So much fire I can see a devil. Twisted up things in my mind, feeling like gold. Put a kiss up on a rose, couple gunshots in a row. Put him in a hole, while the homie had to go. You let a couple bullets fly on him. Now his mama laying there, she crying on him. Everybody wanna be a shooter. I just want the fame, females in the moolah. Yeah. I do not shoot, I do not bang, I do not kill people I know. How do I cope? How do I feel when they kill people I know? This gets real, I'm pissed off, I pick off a piece of my brain. Everything goes, that's just life. Look at my life, look at my pain. I do not shoot, I do not bang, I do not kill people I know. How do I cope? How do I feel when they kill people I know? This gets real, I'm pissed off, I pick off a piece of my brain. Everything goes, that's just life. Look at my life, look at my pain. Pick 'em up. Pick 'em up. Hyph. Music in the building. Let's get it.
Oh man, I'm not shoot, I'm not bang. First of all, that's a dope song, Hyph. Let's talk about the thought process behind doing this song, Pain. Where did you get this from?
Funny thing, I was actually on a bus. I was on my way. I actually do basketball refereeing as well on the side. So I was on my way to a game, and then I heard the beat. And sometimes, most of my creative process goes when I listen to the beat, and I just come with a song. So when I heard it, I was like, oh, I'm not sure. So that's how the creative process came behind it. It took me like 30 minutes to write that.
And it's funny because it's such a positive song too, like, and it has such an amazing message. And when you go, first of all, I was like, okay, this beat, it's probably about to be some real trap music right here, but I'm with it, right?
Yeah.
And when you go, I'm not shooting. I was like, oh, me either. I'm not banging. I'm like, oh, me either.
It kind of throws people off guard.
In the beginning, right? Until they hear the words of the song, which are powerful.
Yeah.
So when is this song coming out? Is it out already?
I actually released it. I released it last week.
So
it's a new single.
Tell the viewers where they can go get it.
You can go get it on every music streaming platform, Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify. It's on everything. I actually got a video we're in the process of working on, and it's going to be really good. It's like really good.
I'm calling this into existence right now. It's about to be probably a banger for the rest of the year. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you for being here. We'll be right back on Courtney's Corner.
Hype music.
Yes. Shoot. That's fine. That's fine. We wrap up today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Philip Noel, Sugar Ray, and Kay Hyfe. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and teaching us a new alternative to healthy eating. For those of you who are interested in a vegan lifestyle and don't know how to start, do it with baby steps. Maybe try Meatless Monday, Fresh Food Friday. I may even try to do this diet because overall, it's about health and wellness. Once again, I thank everybody who's tuning in. Be on the lookout for more episodes because there's more to come. I love you. I thank you for watching Courtney's Corner.
Hey everybody, I'm Sugar Ray.
And I'm Phil Noel, and I Foresight.
And you're now watching Courtney's Corner.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Peace.